Call meeting to order for the Ashland Board of City Commissioners. If you all will rise, we'll ask Commissioner Goot to do our invocation. Mr. Wirch, if you'll lead us in our pledge.
Lord, we thank you for our city and how you blessed us in recent days. We ask and invite your Holy Spirit into our chambers to preside over our meeting this evening. We ask for your wisdom and guidance over this Board of Mayor and Commissioners as we strive to make the right decisions for our city and in the best interest of our citizens. Bless our city manager, our staff and employees, and those in attendance this evening. We pray always in Jesus' name. Amen.
Let's stand and salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Motion to receive and file the agenda presented.
Second.
Any discussion, changes? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion to receive and file the minutes. You should have the regular meeting from January 22nd.
Second.
Any corrections, additions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, our hearings, and we'll move into our Mayor and Commissioners' comments. Mr. Goot, we'll just start with you.
I just want to welcome everybody this evening. I just have a few announcements. I was honored to give a proclamation, Mayor, that you signed for, this is FBLA week in the city of Ashland. I was out at school this afternoon, and there are 94 FBLA members under the direction of Miss Ballou out there, who's been a sponsor there for many years, and I was honored to do that. I just want to give a shout out and thanks to a lot of our department heads out there during this storm. Sean Murray and Steve Alley and Chief Kelly in the emergencies, and Sean for you in streets, and Mark Hall for all the water leaks. I just appreciate your efforts and your crews. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Commissioner
I
Martin.
would reiterate the thanks for our employees working through some really bad weather conditions.
And I want to echo the sentiments of Commissioner Martin and Commissioner Goode about our public works, our police and our fire and our utilities departments for responding in all types of weather as they do year round, especially this tough the last few weeks with the snow and ice that has kind of pinned us in and froze us in basically and made it feel like we're in Alaska, but we're in Ashland. So that's all I have today.
All right, just a couple of things. I told him I would mention this about our Gravy Bowl. Actually, Mr. Reimer has one of the posters for this. That's coming up on the 21st at the Transportation Center from 10 to 2. Also, our groundbreaking for our wastewater treatment plant. We're excited about that, and that is scheduled now for February the 18th at 9 a.m. at the Transportation Center. So if anybody would like to attend that event. And that's basically all I have. And Commissioner Renfro?
Thank you. I want to echo the rest of the commissioners on the great job our departments did during this snowstorm and ice. I'd like to use the balance of my time, though, to talk about ordinance number 123 of 2022. And that was the ordinance that that commission restricted $2 million general fund money going to the economic development. And when we left the work session the other day, I thought I was pretty clear on it until I got home and started getting phone calls and messages, and I was trying to explain to them, no, there isn't a $2 million, fund over at the bank drawing interest. So, and the people I talked to were pretty knowledgeable people, but they were still a little bit confused. So I'd like for Michelle to come up and talk a little bit about it and maybe clear up any misunderstandings on this $2 million. Well, actually, it's not $2 million now. We used $12,255 on it to entice the business here. So the fund now sits at $1,987,745. And if Michelle wants to talk about it a little bit.
In 22, the commission then allocated $2 million of our net worth. So when you take the city's cash and taxes receivable and other receivables that people owe us money, minus our liabilities, is our fund balance. So we set aside $2 million of our fund balance, and we restricted it. Only the Board of Commissioners can use any money out of it. The only money we have used is what we used for parking, an incentive for parking for someone to bring their corporate headquarters back here. It's not cash. It's $2 million of our net worth that is restricted. So when we did it, I went back to 22 and looked to see how much cash was in our general fund in 22, and it was $1.1 million at the end of June. In the end of June that year, we had $2.7 million owed to us in property tax, and we had $10.3 million owed from other funds. We had inventories of supplies about $880,000. At the time when they committed this $2 million, we had a $2.5 million unassigned fund balance. That was a fund balance that we could do anything that was budgeted in our budget with. So it's not cash. It was never cash. We were not instructed to set aside cash, and we didn't have the cash to do it. Some of the economic development incentives that we've done in the past was Walmart. When they developed Melody Mountain, when they did that, we actually borrowed the money to do it, and we set aside the additional revenues that we got, kind of like the TIF district, to actually pay for that debt that we had. Another incentive we've done is, the hotel with the TIF. So, and that was also borrowed money. So this was just setting aside $2 million of our net worth. Does that make?
Makes sense to me.
That clarifies it.
It's a little bit confusing because the ordinance reads, Board of Commissioners restricts in the money, general fund monies. It doesn't talk about, the account balance. It talks about monies.
Our fund balance would be monies. I guess anything in the general fund balance would be anything that you could convert to cash, which would be our cash, any investment.
We don't have anything we can convert to.
Well, like with it, property tax receivables or other receivables for people.
As they come in.
Yes.
But there's no $2 million sitting out there.
There's no $2 million. There was never $2 million. And our financials at the time were very more scarce than they are now with our fund balance.
Along those lines, we talked a little bit the other day about the line of credit. Where are we today on the line of credit?
I did not check today, but I do believe we are at zero because my staff usually tells me when we have.
We have no money owed on the line of credit.
I have not checked myself today.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Unless
my
you check.
understanding was it's been that way since September.
Yes.
Right.
Well, when we were talking about it the other day, it was a little vague, and I wasn't
I
sure.
don't know if we tapped it during the snow because the banks were closed.
Sounded like we had
So
tapped it some.
I have not asked Keena. I've not checked the financials. We've not done the financials for that set of period. So, because we had money to deposit, but we obviously couldn't get to the bank with the bank closed. And it was a payroll week.
Can we create an economic development fund, an actual fund line item in the budget?
You all can do anything within the budget that you want within, the revenues. You would just have to fund it.
Well, the city manager was talking about creating a reserve.
And he has. We have actually, we've not, the paperwork's been created.
Well, we haven't actually created it yet.
We've not created the fund, but we do have an account that he is intending on setting aside money yet. He is not.
Depending on board action, correct?
Yeah, well, right now, it'd be like we would just take our money and put it there. But you are the only people that can limit what it's spent
That
on.
was my point.
Yes.
So it would basically be a rainy day fund.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then could we create a separate economic development fund, maybe look at that around budget work session times? You know, moving forward, we can put a certain amount of money in it, maybe a year or as money comes in, to restrict it and use it only for economic development purposes.
You all as a board can do anything you want like that.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right, any other comments? Move to our city manager comments, Mr. Wheeler?
No comments or report at this time. If you'd like to move on to
Sure.
public participation.
All right, public participation, if there's any, there's an opportunity, if anyone would like to address the commission, thing that's not on the agenda, if you can come and to the podium and state your name and your address.
Okay. Sorry, okay. Hi, I'm Caroline Yates from Paul G. Blazer High School, Bridge Builders chapter, and I'm a senior there. And this club was started by the United Way, if you weren't familiar with it. So let me start off by saying that thank you for all the support you've provided to organizations in our area, within our area, so that us high schoolers can be better involved in our community. I've witnessed firsthand, and I strongly believe that volunteering and service initiatives are important parts of a well-rounded education and builds character. I just wanted to come in and share some of the work we've done recently. So at Blazer, we have 35 active members, and our club has an hour requirement of at least 15 service hours per year, and that means our club spends over 525 hours using our collective skills to help those in need. And here are just some of the examples of the work we've done recently. So we've raised over 57 bags of shoes collected in the past We've raised over 57 bags of shoes collected in the past 2 years, 87 new jackets for homeschool groups, over 7,000 pounds of food collected for food drives, and $38,000 raised for food in the past month, over $10,000 for the 5K in Ashland. I was a race director for that, and that was a really good experience. That really helped me get out into the community and talk to business leaders. So that really built a lot of that character I mentioned earlier for me and my friends. And then we also established a similar 5K in Greenup. A lot of elementary schools who also have Bridge Builders chapters made thank you cards for senior citizens, construction workers, janitors, and teachers. And we also did food bags for Shop with a Cop, and we gave out 450 turkeys and 8 scholarships given out just in the last year. Bridge Builders is also being recognized at both the state and national level soon, and we are just really excited for upcoming projects and the new strong leadership that's coming in the fall. So thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Excellent job.
Great job.
I think that the community sure appreciates what you do, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate you coming here and highlighting what you all have done.
Okay, thank you.
Great job. All right, any others would like to address the commission? Hearing none, we'll move into our old business. Mr. Wheeler, item A.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and approving change order number 2 between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Judy Construction Company for the Roberts Drive Screen Replacement Project, increasing the contract in the amount of $9,467 for the Department of Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item B.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Tri-State Construction and Enterprise LLC for the Ashland Fire Department shower installation project in the amount of $53,860.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
What do we mean when we say pending budget adjustment? I assume this wasn't budgeted, and where is the money coming from?
We couldn't go ahead and do the ordinance for it when it was on last time because we already had a budget ordinance on there, so we couldn't like amend both at the same time. The chief has done a budget adjustment. It was not budgeted. They found the damage during the year, so when we did the budget last year, the damage was not planned. And we have money with, he's had a shortage in his payroll and other items in his budget. And we've also had some income that come in that will allow us to do the budget adjustment.
So you've got money actually in the fire department that you can
Yes.
adjust.
Yes.
Let me ask the chief, you got one bid on this work, is that right? How do you feel about the bidder?
We received 2 bids, but one bid did not have a bond,
So
bid bond
one
with it.
actual bid.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about the bidder?
I've met with the contractor. They assure us that it can be completed for the budgeted amount. Originally, we were looking at a substantial larger amount to complete the project, and it come in under the projections that we thought.
Well, I mean, you've got, what, 5 showers here?
9.
9.
Yes, sir.
$53,000, that seems like it might be a little light. What we see often happens is they bid low and then submit a change order.
That's been discussed with the contractor.
Okay.
Chief, I think it's a good proactive plan to tackle all 3 stations like you got, like your team is doing. So, especially since the damage has been found, I think it's really key to go ahead and get on that as soon as they can to get that corrected, so.
I might question the 30-year estimate that's there, but
Well, these units are going to be tiled, tile bottom, tile
if
walls.
we get 20 years or
Yeah.
15 years, it'd be great.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item C.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a service agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and United Diagnostic Services LLC to provide on-site screening services for employees."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item D.
And Mayor, just a big thank you to Samantha Salyers for heading that up and getting that done in a cost-effective way. Thank you, Samantha.
Noted. Well done.
Item D, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and LC United Painting Company, Inc. in the amount of $367,500 for the High Knob Water Storage Tank Rehabilitation Project for the Department of Utilities."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, we've got a comment here that there's no completion date. What's that mean?
Mayor and Commissioners, we're still working out some kinks with the way that we're uploading the data to make its way onto the agenda. We thought that we had this on here. The anticipated completion date is around summer 2026. We anticipate.
Is there anything in the contract in terms of time to complete?
Yes, sir. Yes. As part of the contract, there's a substantial completion and a ready for final completion calendar days. Substantial completion is set for 60 days, and final completion is set for 90 days. And right now, we're holding off, not awarding the project, but issuing the notice to proceed due to weather. The temperatures need to be higher because we have paint application going to the
Well,
tank.
maybe we could have put in the description that, just what you said, 90 days to complete once the work began.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item E.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and approving change order number 1 between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Everett J. Prescott, Inc. for the 13th Street Underground Tank Project, increasing the contract in the amount of $2,023.60 for the Department of Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Move into our consent agenda.
A resolution of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting, authorizing, and approving the course of action presented by the city manager on the items appearing on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of the Board of City Commissioners of February 12, 2026.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, a couple things. Throughout these, Barry, you've got anticipated completion date. Could we get, when you, instead of saying anticipated completion date, could we get contract completed date, or, I mean, I'm not real sure what anticipated completion date means.
Yes, absolutely. Any of the projects that we have that are currently underway, the notice to proceed has been issued, yeah, absolutely. We can add what the contracted anticipated, or what the contracted completion date is.
Item B has gone on 8 years.
8 years, let's see. Yes, sir, that's correct. That's for GRW's services for design and construction admin for the Pollard Mills job. So I believe the 2018 date, that's back whenever the city entered into the agreement initially with GRW for initial design for Phase 1.
It's a long time. Chief, when you've got energy weapons, those are tasers? Okay.
I had a question with that one, too. What are the value of those that we'll be donating to the,
How old is the ammunition and stuff?
The ammunition side of it is current, because we were still using those and replacing them. So the other item, as far as the cost of what the thing is valued, I'll have to get that for you, but it's nowhere near the original cost of the.
oh, no, but I was just curious of what the value would be. We'll be donating to
Probably
Boyd County.
find somewhere to trade in. I don't know if you can get,
Yeah.
you know, a certain amount, but we could try to get that if it's needed.
Okay, that's fine.
With those being 10 years old, once we give those to the jail, does that release us from any liability for those weapons?
I think it makes sense to get a release if we give it to them.
We can obtain a release. That's not a problem.
I think it's a good thing to, you know, to offer these to a different agency that may not have the budget to
Right.
purchase. I think that's a good call on your part, Chief.
One other item, Barry, on item E, are these the forever chemicals?
Yes, sir.
We're trying to determine whether we have any of those in our system. Is that basically it?
Yes, yeah, the amount, the level, and anything that we can do.
And the level, if it is in there?
Yes, sir.
I guess in any treatment
Yeah,
there is in there.
that's all I have. Oh, there is one more. On item L, that's taken 3 years. Any reason for that? That's the safety plan, the traffic safety plan?
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, 12/5/2023. I picked up on this project a little over a year ago. The 2023 date is whenever the city actually entered into an agreement with FHWA. But in terms of my knowledge, Work actually was started on it in,
Last year?
yeah, or
So the
December of the year
contract
before.
lay dormant for a while before work began?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
So 2 follow-up items on that, Mayor. One, Chief Kelly will provide you all an estimated cost of the energy weapons being donated, and we'll also, pursuant to Commissioner Renfro's suggestion, have Boyd County Detention Center provide us a release. And we'll also add in some language about indemnification and hold harmless before we deliver those items.
Excellent, thank you. Oh, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we'll move into our new business. Item A.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute task order number 26-01 between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Strand Associates, Inc. for preparation of the annual 2025 combined sewer overflow reports for the Department of Utilities in an amount not to exceed $22,500.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Was there any local engineering firms or businesses that could have done this?
Mark asked me to speak on this one. Strand is probably the best familiar with it because they're the one actually doing our water treatment, our sewer treatment plant. They've done this report since the inception of our agreed order, and they do it every year, and they are familiar with what work's being done. It's probably easier for them to complete because of that.
They've been involved in the work since 2011, I think.
2011.
First started the work.
Yes.
Thank you for that information.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item B.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky repealing ordinance number 117, series of 2025, which authorized an agreement with First United Methodist Church as a subrecipient of $5,000 from the Community Development Block Grant."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? And item E, or C. Sorry.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Salvation Army of Ashland, the subrecipient of $5,000 for operating costs from the Community Development Block Grant."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
All opposed? Item D.
Reading and adoption of a municipal order entitled, "A Municipal Order of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute and submit a grant application to the Foundation for the Tri-State Community in the amount of $5,725 for an America 250 commemorative mural to be painted on the flood wall."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item E.
Reading and adoption of a municipal order entitled, "A Municipal Order of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development certification of consistency with the consolidated plan regarding the Continuum of Care program for the Kentucky Housing Corporation."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item F.
Sign ordinance appeal, sign appeal by Young Signs and Good Morning Breakfast for a wall-mounted sign at 1001 Winchester Avenue.
It looks like the summary that staff has provided indicates that the staff is satisfied with the additional material that Mr. Young provided. Is that correct? I move that the appeal be granted.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. Appeal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Hey, when will that restaurant, what's the projected time of it opening? After we get that sign up?
He probably doesn't.
He doesn't know.
Okay. What do you think?
They're still doing some engineering work. They're talking about putting on a patio.
Every time I drive by there, I'm hungry.
Patio long.
Very good, all right. Mr. Wheeler, I believe you have an additional item?
Yeah, we've got one carry-on item, and this is something that we talked a little bit about in previous meetings, but an additional item of new business, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky imposing, and this is first reading, I should state, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky imposing a temporary moratorium on the acceptance, processing, and approval of applications related to data centers for a period of 180 days to allow for study and review by the Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. I guess we have an executive item.
A couple items to brief you on, very, very short. We'd request an executive session for potential litigation and property acquisition.
So moved. And when we do, when we will return, we will adjourn in the memory of Billy Cornett from the city of Catlettsburg.
Need a motion and a second for executive session.
Motion.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Thanks for coming. Great job.
Thank you, guys. We're back in session from our executive session, and no action was taken. With no further business, we will adjourn in the memory of Billy Cornett from Calixburg. Great guy.
Thank you.